Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
The one and only, the original. I was born by the river. I was shaking that ass, bending over, popping pussy. I was making that cat. Bring that ass here, boy. Turn up. Fuck you, man.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Illustrate Radio. Happy Wednesday. I am T Gray. You know I'm always joined by my lovely co-host, Miss Lucky. What's up?
How you doing, baby? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. It's good to see you guys. And we got DJ Stiletto in the building. What's up, Stiletto? Come on and braid my hair.
I love it.
Come on. It's good to see you, ladies. You guys already know we're going to take care of the church business real quick when we get started. So if you are watching us on YouTube, hit that like, you guys. Click that subscribe button. Make sure you share with anybody and everybody. You can follow us, of course, at Illustrate_radio. If you missed us here, you can catch us again every Wednesday. Get on that Roku, download your 7 On Demand app, and watch us there at 8 every Wednesday. We are streaming everywhere, you guys. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Find us, love us. We're all over the place. Run it back if you miss any of this. So, my ladies, is everybody having a good week?
Yeah, I had a good week. How about you?
At that halfway point. So far, so good. No complaints. What's up? Uptown King 77 in the building. Yo.
I won.
All right, so we have a fantastic show, you guys. In the second half for our hot take, we have a dynamic guest, Miss Ashanti G.R.A., and I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correct, you guys. She is an actress in movie and on stage. She has a fantastic new movie coming out that she wrote, produced. She even did the music for it. She's starring in it. She did it all. And I can't wait to just really get into her and her career in the second half for our hot take. That's going to be great. Spit That Ish is coming up. You know, it's a lot happening in entertainment. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and jump into my love and. So today's love and is love and realizing your true potential. Some of you all know. If you don't know, go ahead and hit up my website, get your little consultation in these sessions in. But one of the things that I do with my clients is I have them to have kind of a self-reflective moment of things that they need to see inside of them. And we want to kind of bring those things to the surface. So what I have people to do is get mirrors, write something positive about themselves on their mirror every day. And so I just wanted to share kind of a little bit what somebody recently put on their mirror. And I actually had to use this in another session just to show somebody, you know, where the growth can be and what it really means. But I thought that these two things were just so fantastic and just really people helping them to kind of understand their potential. So the person put, I am not scared. And I thought that that was powerful because so many times we are controlled by our fear. Our potential is these limits, these blockers and these barricades we put up on ourselves typically stem from something that we fear. We could be having a fear of success. We could have a fear of being like our parents. We can have a fear of not living up to our potential. We can have a fear of our potential being so great we can't handle it. We can have a fear of all these things. But to say that I'm not scared or that you're no longer scared signals to your fear that it's time for you to get up out of there. Signals to yourself that, hey, my future now has potential. I'm not afraid to engage. I'm not afraid to move forward. I'm not afraid of the downfalls, the pitfalls, the good, the bad. And I just want you all to kind of rest in that for a second. Do not allow your fear to hinder you, to hinder your progress, to hinder how you grow. Another thing that they put was, I am capable. And I thought that that was powerful because it is, again, truly recognizing what your potential really is. We sometimes have these things in front of us. It could be opportunities, it could be whatever, and think that we don't have it in us to do it, that we are not capable. But the reality of it is, God puts in you exactly everything you need, if not more, to get whatever the job done is. And even if you're not somebody who's a believer in God, you should still be a believer in self. You should still be a believer in what your capabilities could truly be. Um, so just understand what your strength is. Understand what your true power is. Understand that you are capable of not just some things, but all things. Hell, T Gray can even pee standing up. I bet you didn't know a bitch could do that. So you are capable. You are capable. Your potential is there. Do not be controlled by your fear. Understand what you are able to do, and know that whatever bar you set, there's another bar that's already been predestined for you that you haven't even seen yet. So
It's ordained, baby.
yeah, you guys just work on that for 2022. Work on realizing what's really inside of you and letting it come to the surface. So that is it for my love and
And I love that for us because that was a dope love. And jump feet first. That's what I say. Eyes wide open, feet first.
somebody said the pee gonna run down your legs though. You don't even
Hey, it's okay. We get a little sugar pee on the way. It's okay.
Let me share this super personal, embarrassing teenage moment. So when I was younger, and I think maybe this, I don't know if this was elementary school or middle school, like it was like a challenge to the girls to see if we could actually pee standing up. And when I tell you all that when I was 13, I feel like I mastered that shit. That any given time, if I'm in a situation and you just need me to hold this thing open and pull these lips back and pull the little top back on my clit, I can get it done. I can get it done. Yeah. I can get it done.
Shoot, all I gotta do is look, stand up and look, squat back, spread the legs. You got it's a little science too, because you gotta let it open up.
Listen, my clit not big enough to shake it. I know some women have it that is big enough than mine, but I'm just saying. Anything that you think that you're not capable of, you'd be surprised of what you can do. So I just want people to stop telling themselves no. Stop telling themselves what they can't do and start focusing on
yourself what you can do.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you say that, because what I'm pretty much going to talk about in my segment is consciousness. So that's what's up. So now we saying that, let me just go ahead and jump into it. My luck. So as T been saying as well, talking about your consciousness and making sure that you jumping feet first and you accomplishing those fears. And I love that for us, because that was really a great segue into what I'm going to talk about. So I've been noticed there's been a shift in consciousness, and how I've noticed that, because it's happening within me as well. I feel like everything is sort of like just a dream and falling into place, and alignment is happening. So if you are going through these, there's just some signs and stuff that you might be having a conscious shift. Like I said, everything feels like a dream. And along with everything feeling like a dream and things coming into alignment, you don't really remember things that are happening. I know my short-term memory is already jacked, so I'm working on that as well. But sometimes it's like, did that really happen? Or your dreams feel so real that they actually felt like they happened. And you ever woke up in a space and you're like, oh my God, either I've been here before, or did that just really happen? Allowing yourself to kind of feel all of your feelings and just being in that moment and being more present. That goes into my next concept, being more present. You just catch yourself putting your phone down, kind of wanting to just absorb everything around you, whether you're with self, with family members, or others, and just kind of enjoying that. And I've been doing a lot of that lately, which I'm going to pick my phone back up, because obviously I've been missing some things in doing so. And another thing, which is holding boundaries and actually setting those standards for yourself too, and also working on your discipline and being firm in that. Boundaries are very important, and I've realized that, especially lately, saying no is saying no is now one of my favorite words, because now I can actually mean that wholeheartedly, and I still feel full afterwards. I'm not feeling drained. So just get comfortable with also telling yourself no. I mean, telling yourself yes, but also telling other people no by developing those boundaries as well.
And I have this this unequivocal notion to kind of just like speak my truth, and it's like vomit. I just keep saying it, keep saying it, and I kind of don't, and I'm staying firm in that as well. Um, this is very important for me because something following your intuition is very important, and for so long, it took me a long time to actually even trust that. So I had to do a lot of shadow work internally and forgive myself and also allow myself grace. And like T said, knowing all of the jewels and the dimes and the power and the magic that you already possess, God provides it all. And also knowing that you are God, and being a and once you realize that, things will start to happen for you in a flow that you will never believe. And I'm sure some of you can actually resonate with this as well. Um, and you also know that something out there is just bigger for you. Like, I can feel it, I can see it, I can taste it. And that's with everything that I want, with my love life, with myself, with the things and the goals that I want to accomplish. Like, I can feel it and see it. And I know that I am here for a bigger person to spark change. And lately I'm just happy to see that any way that I impact change, especially only for the positive part. Because again, if I'm not helping, I'm hindering. And I just want to do a lot more of helping us and helping helping myself, and just being aware of self. So that is it for just my luck. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, wrap that up real quick.
Put a pretty little bow on it. She put a pretty little bow on it. That's dope though. Like, yeah, I enjoyed that. So look, I thought Stiletto was still on here. I guess you see she be right back. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into that spit that is.
Woohoo!
All right, you guys, it is a lot happening in the entertainment world, of course. Um, Lucky posted something about this earlier, so I'm gonna let her dive in after I just graze it a little bit. I know if you're anybody who's not living under a rock, you did see Kanye West with his White Lives Matter shirt, standing beside no other than Candace Owens. This is a part of his launch for his clothing line. And of course, people are up in arms. People are up in arms because they feel that it is a direct assault among Black Lives Matter. There's so many layers here, you guys. I'm gonna let Lucky have layer one. Because I feel like I saw what you posted earlier, and I feel like that was layer one. So I'm gonna let you speak on this, because tell me what you think.
Okay, so I don't want to like translate what he meant. However, as according to the law, in the law book, it pretty much says that if you are Black, you're dead. If you are white, you are of the living. I could go into a little bit more with colorism and what the color white and Black actually signify. However, I would just say, and I know that this is going to be triggering, so I'm going to leave it right here because I will go on, and I don't really have all the context to kind of support everything that I want to say, and I want you all to do your research. Technically, we're white, they're Black. And just everything that signifies the color white. So just do your research on that. Try to find out, look up the actual definition of what white and Black is. Refer to your law book as well. I know that Candace is someone that I actually admire now because she's done a lot of research when it comes to certain things. I know she's a very flagrant person as well. However, I think I would like to say that they did this to kind of get us to think and to do our research as well. And sometimes you got to get a little bit of, pissed off about something before we can actually dive into it and kind of spark change. So I think that they wanted us to just have the conversation or be willing to have the conversation. So I'll just leave it at that. Check your law book because that's a fact,
So apparently he, at some point in his story, had this quote that said, everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. This has since been taken down. However, when it comes to Kanye and or Candace, I feel that a lot of the things they do and say are divisive. I've never seen anything either one of them has done or said that is so profound that it now has immobilized us. It now has made us push forward in a positive way. It now, even in having conversation as it relates to race and or color, there's never, what's a good word to use? There's never any reignition of Black, of power within us, of lifting us up on any level from either of them. Now, I don't think that the statement from what they wore is as big as what people are making it out to be. Personally, I don't. Both of them have spoke out against Black Lives Matter in the past. However, so have I. So, you know what I mean? Like, everybody does know Black Lives Matter was a scam. I wouldn't necessarily be running around in a White Lives Matter shirt, but I didn't wear a Black Lives Matter shirt either. I feel like at the end of the day, what's important to us is what's important to us. And that is so many people in the public eye who use different mechanisms as divisive methods. Now, when it comes to who supports Kanye and Candace more so, the reality of it is white people do more so. If you go to any Kanye concert, it's maybe 10% Black people there, if that. 90% of them are white. 90% of them are the people who are buying his clothes, who are supporting his stuff. Even with Candace is very, very smart. However, when it comes to who's a fan or who is genuinely supportive of her, if they're not a Black Republican, 90% of them are white. So I don't think that just because you have on a White Lives Matter t-shirt that you aim to say that Black lives don't matter, or that Black people don't. I don't think that they should be under attack for that, personally. But I do think that some of their methods are more divisive than inclusive, or more, let me just fuck some shit up for a minute, as opposed to, yeah, let's really have a major conversation and think so we all could be better. I don't think at the end of the day, either one of their end game is let's everybody be all right. I don't think that. I think that both of them have had enough examples and enough stuff along the way to show us where they really stand. And it's either, you can stand with them or stand against them, no matter what they got on. You know what I mean? No matter what shirt they rock or don't rock. You can stand with them or stand against them. But we're going to move.
Well,
because I'm excited for the next story.
Yeah, just really quickly, though. I want everyone to check out Candace Owens' podcast. The things that she talks about as far as us, people of hue, Moorish, or whatever we would like to call ourselves, are beautiful. And to me, they add to us on a different scale level. Kanye is flagrant. I'm not going to speak on what I don't know when it comes to Kanye. But Candace is definitely for us. Sometimes the media is controlled by who it's controlled by. Once you put something out there publicly, they can snip it, bit it how they want. They also control what we see. But they don't really always control what we hear. So I urge everyone just to go check out her podcast. It's on all platforms, by the way. But yeah, this next story is lit.
So it's so many comments coming in from, what is that, Twitch? I don't know where you stand. But thank you. So you guys to continue.
You can stand on me. Shut up.
Guys, hip hop news, you guys, is where we're at. Snoop Dogg is looking to close out 2022 strong, you guys. The rapper has announced that Dr. Dre is producing his next album. It's going to be called Missionary. So, first of all, I am excited. Okay. Now, I don't get excited about a lot of music. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. But I am excited for this for so many different reasons. One, because this is what I grew up on. Okay, I'm gonna be on the show. This is my era. Okay, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style was literally the first CD I ever had in my life. So I look forward to that resurrection for me. I do. I look forward to the growth that Snoop has had as an artist, because I feel like if there were ever a producer who could pull out rap Snoop, gospel Snoop, reggae Snoop, country western Snoop, goddamn Martha Stewart Snoop, if there was ever a producer that could pull all those pieces of him and make it something functional and make it something that everybody could enjoy, I feel like Dr. Dre is the guy to do it. I really feel like he's the guy to do it. So that's why I'm excited, because I feel like this will be kind of an all-inclusive Snoop and not just this bit and pieces we've been getting for the last 25 years. What do you think about this collaboration, Lucky?
Yeah, I think it's fire. I think what they're doing is fire. Dr. Dre and Snoop, that's that's a chemistry that, we've seen time and time again. So I'm excited to see what they're cooking up next. So I'm just as excited. That's what I said, missionary. And then somebody made a comment that
was Doggy Style, so that's called missionary.
He said Doggy. Now we doing missionary because we old now. Like that Doggy Style shit. I'm trying.
Funny. That's funny. I just want to look in your eyes, baby. Nah, it's your knees, nigga.
Somebody said they want to. Somebody made a really kind of sideways comment. And I was just like missionary. Like, well, I'm trying to go missionary. Oh, see, there you go.
I will go on a missionary for you.
Mm-mm. Oh, I thought they said they want to go missionary on you. See, that's what I get because I
think that they misspoke. I think that they misspoke, but I'm excited. Like, I think a lot of people don't give Snoop credit for still having staying power. But I would love to hear. Wow.
Yeah, I had to come back looking like somebody because I always give y'all fresh from work. I was like, oh, let me do something with some lashes on. But no, all seriousness, for y'all that see me going in and out, I'm probably gonna need a new MacBook.
Oh, all right, y'all. Y'all hit Stiletto's Cash App. Okay, she need that money for that MacBook. Everybody
run it out.
Drop her $5-10. What's your Cash App?
DJ STYLETTO. DJ Stiletto. Exactly.
Yes, I hit her Cash App. Baby need a new MacBook. Now I'm gonna tell y'all the power of this. When I first started my show, I needed a laptop, and my folks raised $1,200 for me to get my laptop. So if they can do that for me, goddamn it, we gonna make it happen.
Beautiful.
Maybe I should put it out in the atmosphere because Lord know I need the money. Millionaires.
Yes, baby need a MacBook. So while you're here, what do you think about Snoop and Dr. Dre collaborating on a new album?
I'm in for it. I do. I mean, as much bad energy that Dr. Dre has put out here to other people, you can't deny his genius with music.
Especially their chemistry too.
And then on top of that, when you bring Snoop into the mix, like them together, they always create hits. You might not get a full album of what you might be looking for, but you're definitely going to get hits. And West Coast, they're going to support them regardless, so it's not going to matter.
Indeed. So you guys, Fat Joe, more hip hop news. Fat Joe defends using the N-word. He says he thought he was black. He said he thought he was black. When, Fat Joe? When did you think he was black? He was black.
He said he pretty much was like, I grew up in the Bronx. 90% everybody around me is dad. They used to call me, oh, look at that little light-skinned nigga Joe. Look at this little digga. They used to call him that. So he just felt like I was called that. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much giving me that. Okay, cool. Now I don't think we should be using the word at all, even amongst us, right? Even amongst us. But
But let me ask you this, Keisha. Now that let me play devil's advocate. How you feel about White Lives Matter?
Oh, we talked about that.
Oh,
And
did you?
if you want to know what I really feel, go on my page and just see the reaction that I gave and all the conversation that transpired underneath it. And I could even show some DMs of kind of like low key hate mail. But I love y'all though, because I'm going to love y'all through
Who
the
is sending
ignorance.
hate mail to you?
Yeah, I got a couple people just like, oh, you're capping for this white tea, da 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 da. They're white, they this, then the third. You not a sister. That I was like,
But there's a video on the Breakfast Club that Charlamagne did, and I actually agree with Charlamagne. And I watched the interview when he told Kanye the same thing. He was like, you are looking for so much validation from the white people, and it's always when with that specific race, let me be clear. But he was like, it's always when you're in some type of battle with a major company and you need more of the pull from that side of town to really, push you and side with you to help you get through whatever you're going through. Like every time he goes through something, and if you look back, history wise, that definitely matches up. Like every time he going through something, he battling a company when he don't have the upper hand.
Do something to spark the interest.
Black, this, that. All of a sudden, it's.
But we support him easy though. So at the end of the day,
attention. We give him what he's looking for every time.
And we also support his. Like I don't own a pair of Yeezys. I don't own nothing. I don't own nothing Kanye at all. Nothing. Not a pair of Yeezys. Not slides. None of that. But when I see 85% of the people who would got an issue with it, y'all also got Yeezy slippers or shoes in y'all motherfucking house. So at the end of the day, like apples, oranges, we pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? But ignorance is not bliss. It's toxic as fuck. We need to open up our eyes, wake the fuck up, stop sleeping so much. And yeah, I'm glad he put it into perspective. But I'm excited to see Fat Joe actually come back out and say, I apologize for saying that, because to be honest, the word should not be used. So just at all. I don't think we should say it to one another at all. But we also make all shades. And if he was to do his lineage or his DNA, I'm sure we'll come back with 30% black anyway. We make every color, we make every race. We are the first human race, period. So everybody comes from us. But it doesn't give us the right to use derogatory terms, because there's no white person walking around saying honky. There's no Spanish person saying I'm a spick. There's no Jewish person saying, oh, I'm a Jew. There's none of that. We are the only ones that are doing that shit. Like, so stop that shit overall, and then nobody won't feel like they can use it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Stuff together. Let me see what time it is. Stiletto, are we getting a mix today?
No, we're not.
No. My music is now. Listen.
That's okay, because you got on your cat suit, and I'm just happy about that. Wow.
I am a closed book right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I do apologize. I have one board already in the shop. And then I was going to put my laptop in the shop, but probably need to do that like ASAP now as well. And probably look for a new MacBook. So.
Okay, well, let's tackle this last thing before we hop into our hot take. Excuse me. River Valley High School forfeit season after white players hold slave auction with black players.
Girl.
I'm sorry, what now?
Girl, look.
This happens so often. Hey, DP, thank you for coming through. This happens, though, you guys, so often. What? I swear, every 3 to 5 years, this is the discussion. So, River Valley High School, you guys, in Yuba City, California, they forfeited the rest of their football season after the football team reenacted a heinous part as a prank, of course, of American history, period.
And the African American boys didn't beat them up.
No, they went along with it.
Yeah.
They went along with it. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the premise was prior to. Yeah, but like,
So
this
what
was
they
very
did was they held
hurtful.
an auction essentially and had the boys standing on
Yeah, while people
auction
point
block.
and yes, it's
And you
horrible.
see that they're in their drawers on the auction block while the white kids bid on them.
With a belt around or tie,
Now, does
imitating
everybody
a
see the
noose.
adult in the room in the corner? Did anybody see the adult
No, go
when
back.
they pan past
Go
the
ahead and
kid,
play. Hit play
the
again.
black kid? It's a grown ass man, bald head, standing in the corner.
I just want to know what the man looked like. Let me see. Oh my god.
Oh no, that's a cat.
Oh,
I thought that was a grown
oh,
man. My
in
bad.
the black
My
shirt.
bad. Yeah, I thought that was a grown up. That's not.
Oh,
They're in the locker room.
First of all, can we have conversations with our children of things that are just of questionable behavior,
part.
derogatory? Can we build our children up as kings and gods and have their self-esteem be so goddamn high? There's no way you about to have me take off my drawers, get butt naked, act like I'm being a slave in an auction. Hell to the fucking no. My kids, I'm going in. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
going in at
God.
home.
Can you hear
I'm going
me?
all the way in at home.
This is what I'm saying, that we get up in arms, but this is not the first time that these children have done something like this in these schools. They've had black children on field trips picking cotton. This isn't the first time that they had them doing the slave auctions. Like, this isn't the first time that these white children will go and they're in blackface. Like, it's so many things. And so when people get so about racism, this is the trick, and not even the trick, but this is why I know racism isn't going anywhere. And maybe not racism itself. We get racism itself. As long as a person who practices racism has a baby with somebody else who practices racism, and they raise their children to also practice in that way, as long as they keep breeding that, that's going to continue. So I'm not saying like we're fighting some endless fight, but I'm saying we have to be realistic on the fact that they're still making babies. This next generation is going to have some. The next generation is going to have some. The next generation is going to have some. When is it going to be anybody that's going to say, hey, when these actions happen, we're not only just holding these people accountable, we're talking to the parents. The parents need to be held accountable. Parent, what did you raise your child to be, to think that this was okay? What did you instill in them to make them think these are okay? And see, these not low class, low function hood kids. Most of these children got two parents at home, houses, and doing just damn fine. What is it that you're instilling in them? You're telling them at home that this is okay enough for them to go act this shit out outside. When these white girls put this blackface on, these little cheerleaders, and think it's funny, that's because your mama and your daddy laughed at it too when they saw it. Like, this is a
no, but that also goes back to show you where we need to go then. That shows you where we need to go. It needs to be back in the house. Your children, look, nobody need to do this in no month. I don't give a fuck. Fail me. I failed him because I ain't feel like getting dressed and sweating with all these people and shit like that. I don't give a fuck. Fail me. Because what I'm not doing, if I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. You can't force me to do something, period. Racism is also still occurring because they're in a position of power. So what we need to do is relinquish theirs, give it to ourselves. We need to start with us first, because all of this, it's never, it can actually go away. Stop subscribing to shit. Stop calling ourselves a color, because we're not black. I'm not. In fact, I'm brown, if you want to say that, but I'm not a color. Stop subscribing to the whole government, Democrat, Republican bullshit. None of that shit fucking matters, because why? In the law, we don't exist. We don't matter. So let's get our own power. Let's do our own shit. And then we don't have to experience or even subject our children to this, because when my kid, man, the way I would sue that whole public system, I'm gonna be able to build a school after I'm done and send a couple of other kids and some more shit and pay salaries and all that shit. Cause no. And we're not going to do anything because why? We don't really know the law. We're not well knowledgeable. So let's just get well versed, man. Like that shit pissed me off because that you would have thought that those was my motherfucking kids because the way I want to beat
The
their
fact
ass.
that these young black men were with it. They was with it. They was okay with it. The little boy that opened up the door for you to come into the locker room in the first place was in his drawers too. They was
with
with
the
it.
phone to report.
They was all right. Why? Like, as up in arms as you would want to be as a parent, I would want my child to be that up in arms. Literally just the other day, my daughter went on a field trip to an agricultural farm. And the first thing out my mouth when I see the permission slip was, they better not have my daughter outside picking cotton off. So they better not have my daughter doing nothing of the sort. And even though I said it jokingly, I was still serious. And there was still a piece of me that's like, hey, I'm out here in Montgomery County. Ain't no telling what these people might do. Like, I really, in my mind, was like, they better not have my black child doing nothing slave-ish. Just for real. That's the first place my mind went. But our hot take guest is in the building, you guys. So we're going to switch gears and we're going to spice it up and get this energy back right in the building. For our hot take tonight, we have stage and film actress Ashanti Aria is in the building. Come on in.
Have you ever noticed that since hitting 35, all the young men with their pants sagging off their asses want to push up on you?
I'm Kasim. Nice to meet you.
I'm Maya. You couldn't pay me to date a younger guy. I mean, what can he do for me?
It's thick as hell.
Will you please stop using the word thick?
So, tell me about this man friend.
I'm old enough to be your aunt. He's just a baby. I think he's 22.
Well, I'm not like most men my age, or any age.
Young men can be pretty fun, though. Hello?
Shit.
My girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? You gay?
I'm not some lonely old cougar looking for some young stud to take care of. Dinner was on me today.
Oh, nah, I got my...
Is that why you're just like somebody out of Love and Hip Hop?
What's wrong with my outfit?
It's a little young, don't you think?
All right.
Yes, don't you look fabulous too? Hi.
Thank you, Queen. How y'all doing?
Good. Welcome to Illustrate Radio. It is fantastic to have you on.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
So I'm T. Gray.
I know.
Yes, and I'm like, I'm looking at you like,
I'm saying your names again because when I said your name, I had hoped that I pronounced it correctly.
Oh my God, you pronounced it better than my mother. Like you were right on it. I was so happy. J. Aria, just like O'Neill,
Okay.
O'Brien, J. Aria.
Right. I didn't want to mess it up, but welcome to the show. You have become or are beginning to become a household name. I know so many people have been familiar with you from American Idol, and now here you are starring in this fantastic movie. You've been all over the country on stage. Just tell everybody about that journey, and was American Idol the thing that sparked it?
Oh gosh, no. American Idol feels like a lifetime ago. I was on season 1. I was literally on season 1, and but I've always been a performer. I come from a performing family, performing background, and you know, I went to college and I got a degree in theater, and I've been doing a lot of theater and as much film and TV as I could since. But we did My Inner Lover a couple of years ago. I have a song on the soundtrack, and COVID happened. A lot of things happened, and I came in at the very end as a producer to help get it finished. And here we are on the All Black Network and Apple TV and Amazon Prime and anywhere movies stream. So well, that came out, but that came out in December. But And then it came out on all black, I believe, in March. But I've been touring for a year with the Broadway National Tour of The Prom, which is a Broadway musical. It was a film. It was a Broadway musical first, then it was a film, then we went on tour.
So you've done a lot of plays and stages, and this movie is, I was excited when I saw the trailer because it's funny, me and T Gray were actually having this conversation too. It was like seeing us on the screen. She was like, girlfriend, isn't it funny that when you turn over the age of 30, all these young guys
They do. They do. They be sniffing. It's like they know
this is
it.
the conversation we had, you know?
Yeah.
So when you were during the movie, what would you say, and also producing, so being on screen and also behind the scenes, how was that dynamic for you?
Well, I actually didn't come on as a producer until after we finished it. I helped with the process of getting, which was great. I helped negotiate getting it finished, which was really, I feel like I got an MFA in producing, because I got to learn why celebrities are always producing their films. It's not just because of, vanity. You want some agency in your image, in how the story is told and how the story is presented. And once you get a role behind the scenes, then you are granted that. So you can say, wait, I don't like this cut, or I don't like this edit, or, maybe if you're like an executive producer, you can sit in on the editing, which is where the real magic happens.
So let me ask you, what would you say is more of the bigger part of your life? Is it doing theater or being on film?
I'd say yes. I'd say it vacillates. I mean, in addition to that, I've also toured the world singing with legendary recording artists like Gloria Gaynor and Ronnie Spector, and I'm a Renaissance woman, so I do, I do a little bit of everything, and just try to do it as often as I can. So, right now I'm about to shoot another film, and I'm up for a few theatrical projects as well. So, you just keep it moving. You just keep going.
Indeed.
Well, talking about keeping it going and your start, I saw that you went to an Ivy League school. I love Fordham University. That was one of my top picks as well. So shout out to you.
So Washington went there.
Excuse me, George. Oh, he did. Okay.
He did.
And my last name is Washington. Hey.
Wait, long before me.
Of course, girl. Of course, you're young. You're young and vibrant as ever. How like what would you say that was one of the pieces of art or work that you did in college that really helped or allowed you to spark your stage presence? Because not everyone can do musicals and plays and things like that. So what would you say was one of your favorite pieces of work?
I was the lead in Guys and Dolls. And this was way before, this is kind of becoming a theme in my life. Sarah Brown is the lead, and I was like, they're not going to let Sarah Brown be Brown. They're not going to do that. And it was a theater program that was predominantly for straight theater, not musical theater. So I took my music classes in the Bronx, at the Bronx campus. But Lincoln Center focused primarily on Shakespeare and, all in straight theater, contemporary theater. So we had an outside director come in, and I auditioned, and I got it. And it was really, and the role that I just did in The Prom has never been played by a woman of color on stage either. Kerry Washington played it in the film, but she's Kerry Washington. She can do whatever she wants. But on Broadway, no understudies, no covers. The dynamic has always been a Caucasian woman and a mixed child, because you never see the father. But that's just, that means there's no reason why the mother couldn't be. No,
right.
I think it actually works. I think it works a little better this way, because it forces people for the play because basically Mrs. Green, that's the name of the character, is she's a Karen.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
we can be
really?
Karens too, you know.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been kind of crossing and, you know, color lines in roles my whole career. So it forced people, thank you, it forced people who were homophobic and racist to kind of have to deal with both sides and say, she's right, but she's she's right, but she's, you know, right. And you could see people's wheels turn.
It messes with your psyche, right?
Right. You know, and we had a few people. We had in this production, 3 main characters were Black. One was Filipino, one was Colombian. It was a very diverse cast. So it was interesting. A friend of mine came to see it and she said, do they know that they have said something very profound to have 3 Black people on stage and with 3 completely different ideas and ideologies? Like they're acknowledging we're not monolithic. Like, you know, we can have 3 different opinions.
Yeah, you're not one exactly. You're not
right.
one-sided.
She said, do they know they did that? I said, I don't know, but they hired me, so I'm happy.
Hey, so that you let that magic pop.
Okay.
Well, what I would love to know, if on stage, if you were to create your role, your vision, your masterpiece, what would that look like?
In terms of a whole play or just the character?
Just the character. If it were you and you could design this any way you want, and this is going to be the thing that's going to set the standard, the tone, what would you want that to look like?
Yeah, I mean, lately I'm really loving playing, I don't want to say villains, but characters that are not soft and pretty and pink and easy to, you know, easy to love or easy to like. Easy to like. I make sure that all my characters are easy to love because you can see their humanity. Like even if the character is the quote unquote villain and they're misguided, I'll say misguided. You know, that's a human thing. We can all be misguided about something. So, I mean, I love playing people that are real. Like I love the idea of playing historic characters that have existed before, or that exist right now. I love the idea of that and taking that on. And I love to sing and act and dance. So it would probably have to be something musical and maybe, you know, somebody who is of questionable ethics, but of, you know, pure heart.
Okay.
Questionable,
I know it's a mouthful,
but at least you can see that they questionable, but you know they that doesn't make them a bad person. It just makes the things that they do bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Perfect. So I was kind of like on your story, because I tend to do a little stalking when I know that we're having special guests, and I was on your story and I saw that you do an improv session because I was going to ask you a question about sharpening your tools. What are some of the things that you do to keep your tools sharpened? And I saw that you went somewhere and you met someone. Could you tell us a little bit of how you sharpen your tools and tell us about the recent experience that you had with a famous actor as well?
Okay. So I went to see an off-Broadway show called Titanic. That a friend of mine is actually, it was his opening night. He joined the cast last night, and another friend of mine was in the show, and it was really great because it's a parody. It's like, you know, Airplane or you know, one of those farcical larger than life, over the top comedies, and it's really funny. And so it's a spoof on what happened on the Titanic, with Celine Dion telling the story as though she were there. So
that sounds interesting.
So it's campy. It's got a lot of pop life references. It's got a lot of over the top queer themes. It's fun. It's raucous. It's just you like you're in pain laughing. So I ended up sitting. Frankie Grande is in the cast. He happens to be the brother of Ariana Grande, and their mother was sitting next to the seat that I was in.
Oh wow!
So, and she is everything. She had on her leather pants and her stilettos, and she was like, look, she's singing because they had Bang Bang playing, and I know that song, and I I work regularly as a singer, like at clubs and bars, and when I'm not touring or doing other things, so I know that song. So we started singing and we're harmonizing, and I'm like, who is this woman? Like, what is going? And she said, you can sing. And I said, so can you. She said, do I know you? I said, not yet. So we get in a conversation, and they keep making reference. Her son plays Victor Garber in the Titanic, and they keep calling him Victor Garber, even though that was not his character's name, but it's a spoof. And Victor Garber was in the audience, so he was actually there. And I did another off-Broadway show called Disaster, and we met doing that in 2013. So
wow, so it was kismet, seeing everybody, all the things aligning. Yeah,
it was great to see him again, and he gave a little speech after the show, and they took pictures and stuff. But just being in New York is electric. Being in New York and going to theater, and when you've been doing this a while and you have friends, and everywhere you go, I always in my mind think, oh, I'm not going to know anybody, and I'm just going to go and be, Negro. And, the director comes over to me and he's like, are you Jay Aria? And I'm like, oh my, like, for the general masses, theater is not necessarily a big part of people's lives, but when you're in it, it's everything. So,
it's everything,
the players,
So you pretty much go to New York, you travel, you support your friends' plays as well. Do you do any kind of improv or anything like that at all?
I take classes. I like to take, I want to get into an improv group, but I literally got home from tour on Monday night. So I have not been, I got home from tour Monday night. The next day I had 2 voiceover auditions. I have a call back tomorrow. I start the film on Friday. I have a wedding gig on Saturday, and I'm going to see the prom regional premiere at the White Plains Performing Arts Center on Sunday with one of the castmates that I have. One of the castmates I did the show with, Sinclair Mitchell. So I literally, my mom is like, when am I going to see you? And I'm like, I don't know.
On screen, mommy. Hold on, wait, on screen or on stage, mom? Right. Let me try to pull you out.
Sneak into this wedding and see me sing there.
Right. So, I mean, it's an interesting life, and I'm glad to be here. I'm really glad to be here to be visible to upcoming artists and let them see you can make a life doing this. You don't have to be Beyonce, or you don't have to be, Meryl Streep or Viola Davis to be working and to make a living as an artist. I'm a full-time artist.
Or to be all of those things wrapped up in one.
Yes. You have a light about you, and I see why. You said you're a Renaissance person. That definitely fits you, because you literally do a little and you touch a little bit of everything, and most importantly, you're present in your craft. So, like, always present. The way you seem booked and busy, girl. Look, do you got time to sleep? To be present in bed.
Can I just tell you, like, that is the thing. It's like you have to really
embody it.
You have to take care, because your body's your instrument. I had a really bad car accident in December that almost took me out of life. It took me out of the tour for 2 weeks, but it took me out, and then I got COVID. So it was just, I had to just submit to the limitations that were forced onto my body, and that I was blessed. People don't walk away from accidents very often, and a lot of people died from COVID. So I had the 1-2 punch, and it was hard, like, to pick myself back up and go back to the tour, still bruised and trying to, deal with post-COVID stuff. And it really was a wake-up call, because I've never had, like, limitations. Like,
Right.
you know, I take good care of myself. I eat well. I meditate every day. It's non-negotiable. But this forced me to say, okay, I gotta go slower up the stairs, or I'm not going out. I gotta rest, or it was weird. It was great. And it's a reminder. It made me really angry. I was like, what's wrong with this meat suit? Why is it not working? But
right. Right. I've been there before, because your body definitely will shut you down if you don't shut it down real fast. But I have a question. This is one of my favorite questions that I ask people. From the first time you stepped on stage to the last time you stepped off, what has been the most important thing that you've learned about yourself?
Ooh, that's a word. That's a whole word. Ooh. Oh man, you mean the first time I ever stepped on stage in life?
Yes, the last time you stepped off, what's the most important thing you've learned about you?
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy all of this. Enjoy the journey, as cliche as it is to say that, but enjoy it. You really don't appreciate things until you're looking at them in the rearview mirror. Like, y'all are stunning. The both of you are stunning. And you're not going to know how stunning you are until you look at a picture of yourself in 5 years and say, oh, wow, my skin looked amazing. My hands look like fire. Like, I looked at the picture. I have the picture of me and Victor Garber in 2013 and the picture from last night. And I put them side by side. And I said to my mother, I said, how come nobody told me my waist was that small? How come nobody told me my skin looked like that? I told you.
Yes, and I just hope I still have every single one of these locks still here.
Gorgeous.
I want to make sure I got hair on my head.
You'll have it, but maybe it'll be a little grayer, or maybe it'll be
I can take that. I can take that. I just can't take them being gone.
Look,
the waist can do what it does, but these
look.
I mean, we take it. We don't look
take
in
it
the
for
mirror.
granted. You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, just a little. And I'm not complaining. I am aging like a.
You're gorgeous.
Yeah, I was about to say you're aging amazingly.
Thank
girl.
you.
Amazing.
Nobody could ever guess whatever your age is, but you're beautiful.
I'm ageless. That's what I say. I say,
like Prince.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, your spirit is. We're just spirits having a physical experience. So this meat suit is just that. It's just one day we're gonna get up and leave it. So, which is what I love about Maya, because she's, she really comes to terms with her body, her image, and owning it. And by the end of the film, when she says, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be part of the Naked Project, and she stands in the mirror, she looks at herself and she says, yeah, I'm thick, and what? And it's great.
And what? I'm thick and I look good.
Like listen, I'm gonna tell you, before I knew you were coming on here, before they played the trailer, I saw the trailer at home.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I want to watch that. And I was like, well, I wonder if it's going to be like a new Stella got a group back, but maybe we need one for this generation, because like you said, we have these conversations. Like, we are at that age where these young dudes is in our face. And I'm like, dang, what you smell? The shape up in the Jordans on me? I'm not doing none of that.
You know what they smell. It's all the juice.
It's I feel like for our generation, we needed, kind of a movie like that. So I've been planning on watching it anyway when I got a moment. And so when I saw it again, and I saw you were coming on, it didn't even click that's that same woman that I saw in the thing until they played it today. I'm like, that's right.
Look, so I when I saw it, I was just like, oh my, I've experienced this. He was like, he's 22. I'm like, I know, but when you said, what can a 22-year-old do? I'm like, a lot. especially when they got it together. You know what I'm saying? When they got it together.
Don't let them have an energy
You
drink
know, so
first.
I think this is a definitely must watch film. I love that the production was great.
Thank
The
you.
characters, y'all skin looked good. It wasn't no really bad, no bad wigs. I love that because I feel like that's distracting. You know what I'm saying? It's distracting sometimes. But I was able to completely lock in and actually feel like I was her and resonate with that. And every person who plays any character, that's all you want your audience to be able to do is resonate with your character and to see themselves in that. Definitely saw a couple of us in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, shout out to them tenderonis.
You should see my DMs. I could write a movie on my DMs right now. It's crazy what's like. People just send me stuff and stuff, and I'm like, Mr. Sir, young man, what?
Excuse me. Pardon to me. Pardon.
Like, I love Maya. I'm like, I am nothing like her. I live my life.
It don't mean you couldn't be, because you can look. I'm just saying, you look.
I hope I'm a little bit
good.
I hope I'm a little bit more vibrant than, Maya is a homebody and she likes to sit home and eat fried chicken and stuff. And
see, I didn't see that part of the movie. All I saw was a trailer, and I saw Maya trying to get it, and you know what I'm saying, get it together. So I'm not mad.
Oh, I never ate so much in a film in my life. Like she just, I was like, they're like, okay, we're gonna do this again, but can you just grab the chicken and just, eat it like you eat it? I'm like, I gotta go to the gym.
Chicken.
Pizza. She ate.
I hate to have to wrap this up because this has been so much fun.
Yes,
You've been a fantastic guest. Before we go now, I'm going to be quite honest. Very rarely do I put in requests, but only when I have somebody on with a voice.
Oh no!
I might ask for a little something.
I knew this was coming. I was waiting. I was like, is T going to ask her?
When somebody's on with a voice, I have to be able to hear it. So before we go, if we could get a little something, it could be something from the soundtrack. It could be something original, classic.
Let it flow.
Whatever you want to do. Before we get out of here, you guys, I want you all to make sure that you hop on your streaming platforms and you watch Maya and her lover. If you are a theater buff, the prom is all over the country. Find your place, go get your tickets, and get you some of this beautiful Ashanti J. Aria in your life. And you guys, make sure you see us again right here next Wednesday, Illustrate Radio, of course, 9 to 10 p.m. We will be live. If you missed us here, you can run this back, play it back, hop on your 7 on demand, download it on your Roku. You can catch us there every Wednesday at 8. I am T Gray. Follow me at Sex Talk with T Gray. That is Miss Lucky. Follow her at Magical AF Podcast. I'm sure she got a new episode out because the girl been working.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes. And Miss J. Aria, if you could take us out with a song.
Oh God, I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control, and something takes over me in a daze, and it's so amazing. It's not a phase. I want you to stay with me by my side. I swallow my pride. I lose control. It knocks me right off of my feet. I can't explain why your love, it makes me weak. I can't.
I know. Blood starts erasing. Look, I was looking.
It's something I can't explain.
Oh, wait.
Come on. Y'all got to help me.
I can say something about the
way you do, the way you do.
I can't sing. You got the voice, girl. We cannot sing.
That was not my blessing.
That's not mine. I got the gift
that didn't stop a lot of people. A lot of people had whole careers.
You are absolutely correct.
Okay, that's what auto tune is for.
But you sound beautiful a cappella.
Yes.
Thank you again
you.
for coming
You
on
do
here. It was a
sound
pleasure.
amazing.
And I look forward to seeing all the future work that you have to put out. Can't wait to see that new play. I'm in New York pretty often. So I might just hit your DMs and be like, can I get a can you hook me and T up with a ticket? You know, we'll buy it. I'll support.
Let me know. Let me know.
We will come to the show.
where are you guys?
Hold
in
on, look,
Atlanta?
tell it to you.
We're
We'll
in
pull up real
DC.
quick.
Oh, you're in DC. The prom was at the Kennedy Center. We were in DC.
Oh,
Child,
darn it.
we were there.
Don't
with
worry,
A2
we're gonna catch
crowd.
up. We're gonna catch up.
We'll catch
Best
up.
of luck.
Thank you.
Well
Queen.
wishes. Thank you again for
Thank
coming
you.
on. A pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Love the lipstick. Love the locks. Go with God. If you can't be good, good at it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey.
Mhm.
Bye,
All right,
guys.
guys.
See you all next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I was born by the river. I was shaking that ass.